Elizabeth I's background and early life. It's not that you're necessarily going to get a question about Elizabeth I's background, but it's important that you have some context before you start answering any questions about her. So, what do we know about Elizabeth I then? Well, first of all, she was the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. And Henry VIII had gone to a lot of trouble to marry Anne Boleyn because he was in love with her. So basically, he decided to change the country from Catholic to Protestant in order to be able to marry Anne. Now this was very significant because this was known as the English Reformation. And he was so determined to marry her, he had to change the religion so he could get an annulment or a divorce from Catherine of Aragon. Now, Elizabeth, to start with, was treated like the heir to the throne. So she was seen as the princess that would, sort of take over if anything happened to Henry. And Mary, who was a half-sister, who was the daughter of Catherine of Aragon, had basically completely discarded. Unfortunately, though, for Elizabeth, Anne Boleyn married Henry VIII in 1533, and by 1536, Henry had her killed on charges of adultery with 5 people, and even including incest with a brother. Now, to be honest, Anne Boleyn hadn't done these things, but what she had failed to provide Henry with was a male heir. So although Elizabeth had 3 years of being treated like a princess, unfortunately, after her mother had been beheaded, she fell from favour, and she was also removed from the line of succession. So there's no way whatsoever Elizabeth I felt that she was going to be Queen of England. And actually, for a number of years, she was having to, beg for, things for clothes, money for clothes and things like that. The people who were looking after her, were struggling to, sort of keep her, like a princess and things. And she was treated quite badly, really. But one thing about Elizabeth is she was extremely intelligent. She could speak 5 different languages, and she was, even as a young girl, a very, very skilled politician. She knew how to, appeal to people, and she was very intelligent in reading situations. So that stood her in really, really good stead for the future. And again, remember that although she didn't realise she was going to be the future Queen of England, at some point she may have hoped that she would be put back in the line of the succession, which in the end she actually was. And that's the reason why she did become Queen of England in 1558.